Azimio project democratically through arbitrary arrests, harassment, and intimidation of election officials. How much faith should Kenyans have in their departing president's commitment to a democratic poll and to a smooth transition? The question that must be answered is this: what do these people want from the election's ICT personnel? The answer is simple. They want to invade the election technology and to compromise its integrity for the benefit of the Azimio project. We all know how they have been insisting on using manual registers for these elections, having sensed imminent defeat. They now want to go the Musando way, through forcing out of ICT officials information that would enable them to beat the computer firewalls. We must call them out on this. The elections must not be tampered with. The Azimio project must be defeated as it will be defeated. And President Uhuru must prepare to go home with his wicked project. The President is of course on record as stating in public that he is, and this is in his own words, not going anywhere. When people tell him to finish and go home, he further retorts, "I am here to stay." The Constitution of Kenya is clear on this matter. However, Article 142, subsection 2 asserts, "A person shall not hold office as president for more than 2 terms." And Article 2, subsection 2 states, "No person may claim or exercise state authority except as authorized under this Constitution." And Article 3, subsection 2 states with finality, any attempt to establish a government otherwise than in compliance with the Constitution is unlawful. Whether President Uhuru Kenyatta schemes to stay on in another guise after the expiry of his term, exercising state authority, or whether he purposes to intimidate election officials to give electoral victory to his Azimio project, he is clearly in breach of the Constitution. The President is proving to be the one foremost impediment to a democratic, free, and fair election. We urge him to respect the sovereignty and supremacy of the people and the sanctity of their will as expressed through democratic elections. He should now step out of the way and allow the Constitution and the people to prevail. We also urge the President and his cabinet to distance themselves from other and publicizing of falsified opinion polls on the forthcoming elections. These cynical polls are intended to demoralize voters who are of a contrary persuasion. They are also intended as a curtain raiser to other electoral malpractices. Theft, and I want to really emphasize this, theft of an election by the government is theft that is the worst of any crimes that people can commit. It is theft of their sovereignty. And when someone has stolen the people's government and their will, he is ready to commit every other crime in the world. We urge the President to distance himself from these acts. We urge him to try to salvage his government's reputation by respecting the Constitution and the people in these last moments of his regime. To state officers who have allowed themselves to be used to breach the Constitution and election laws, we remind you that best practices from elsewhere have shown that in the end you will be held personally responsible for any breaches. Such is the fate of those who breached the American law in the January 6, 2021 incident. Today, they are facing the music without the Grand Master who encouraged or bullied to break the law. Good. Let me remind them, your own day will come when you'll be on your own. Our law is clear on that. We have previously called for protection of elections officials at all levels, including service providers, as well as their equipment and materials. We restate this call. Even without being elections officials, the state owes them duty of care as citizens or as visitors in our space. As election officials, however, they impose extra premium of duty of care on the state. There can be no compromise on this. On its part, the IEBC must reassure Kenyans on the safety of all election materials, including its handling and distribution. Finally, to the people of Kenya, please do not be cowed or feel frustrated. We are only going through the darkest hour that must come before dawn. Freedom is coming. Be patient. Avoid any provocation to violence. Avoid any other breaches of the law. Prepare to come out in large numbers to vote. Kenyans must and will defeat the sinister schemes of the Azimio project and its equally sinister leadership. It shall not be long before the will of people prevails. Tumejipanga and freedom is coming. Asanteni sana. Now my colleagues will help me after that long statement.